was heavy with the scent of rain and earth. Thunder growled in the distance, and dark clouds hovered above the once thriving kingdom of Garuth. Once a land of gold, wisdom, and peace, Garuth was now a graveyard of memories, its ruins buried under decades of despair. But legend whispered that somewhere within the shadows of its ruins lay a blade, the blade of the fallen kingdom, a weapon forged in the fires of betrayal and quenched in the blood of kings. The blade was no ordinary weapon. It was said to hold the powers to restore Garuth, former glory of plunged deep down in the world into darkness. Whoever wielded it would command armies long dead and shape the destinies of nations. For centuries, treasury hunters and kings sought it only to despair in the curse of the ruins. But tonight, a man dared to try again. A hooded figure trudged through the dense forest that bordered Garuth. His name was Kael, a mercenary with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Yes, everything to gain. His life had been a series of battles fought for coin, but a recent betrayal had left him scarred physically and emotionally. With no family, no home, and no future, Kael had one obsession, just one obsession: to wield the blade of the fallen kingdom and carve out his vengeance upon those who had wronged him. Kael's sharp blue eyes scanned the forest as he gripped the hilt of his sword. The silence was unsettling. Not even the birds dared to sing. In the shadows of Garuth, he pressed forward, his boots crunching against the dead leaves and twigs, until the forest opened into a desolate wasteland. There, standing tall and defiant against time, was the crumbling castle of Garuth, shrouded in mist. Kael's heart raced. His stories were true. It was both magnificent but yet terrifying. As Kael approached the gates of the castle, the temperature dropped. A gust of icy wind hovered through the ruins, carrying its faint whisper. He froze, staring to hear. The voices were unintelligible and at first, but then they became clearer. Turn back! Leave before it is too late. Kael ignored, unshattering in his word. I have come too far to listen to ghosts, he muttered. The gates cracked open, as if beckoning unto him. Inside the castle was a labyrinth of shattered stones and decayed grandeur. The once brilliant tapestries were now moth-eaten rags, and the walls were scorched black. A grand staircase spiraled into darkness. Kael climbed continuously, every step echoing like a thunder beat. At the top of the staircase was a corridor lined with statues of knights. His eyes, stoned, seemed to follow him as he walked. Suddenly, the air grew thick and the statues began to move. Kael's instincts screamed danger. He kept and leapt back as one statue swung a stone where his head had been moments ago. The statues were alive, cursed guardians of the blade. Kael's sword clashed with stones, sparks flying in the dim corridor. The statues were slow but relentless. The statues were slow but relentless. Their attack pierced and calculated. Kael's muzzle burned as he dodged and peeled. His blade finally shattered the arm of one guardian, but 3 more advanced. "Curse this place!" Sparkle snarled, gripping a torch from the wall and thrusting it into the face of the nearest statue. The enchanted stone screamed as fire consumed it, giving Kael the opening he needed to retreat deeper into the castle. Breathless, he collapsed in a grand hall illuminated by faint blue glow. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, and on it rested the blade. The blade of the fallen kingdom was mesmerizing. Its hilt was blackened silver, encrusted with rubies that seemed to pulse like breathing hearts. The blade itself shimmered with an air light, etched with ancient ruins that Kael couldn't decipher. He reached out, his hand trembling. As his fingers brushed the hilt, a surge of energy shot through him, and the room dissolved into darkness. Kael found himself standing in a battlefield, surrounded by the screams of the dying. A shadowy figure loomed before him, a warrior clad in black armor, wielding the every and very blade Kael sorted. The figure voice was so deep and hollow. "How dare claim what is mine?" Kael gritted his teeth. "The blade belongs to me!" The figure laughed. The sound echoing like thunder. "Then prove yourself worthy." Kael was suddenly armed with a shield and a long sword, facing the shadow warrior in mortal combat. Each strike from the warrior sent shockwaves through Kael's body. The blade's power was undeniable, each swing carving through the air with deadly precision. Kael's mind raced. He couldn't match the warrior's strength, and he could think. He dodged and fainted, using the battlefield ruins for cover. The warrior grew impatient. His swings became restless. Finally, Kael saw his chance. He lured the warrior into a striking and weakened pillar, which collapsed on him. The shadow dissolved into smoke, and Kael was back in the grand hall. Kael felt invincible, with the blade humming with energy, but the whispers returned, louder and more insistent. They weren't warning him to leave anymore. They were demanding blood and sacrifice! Blood and sacrifice! Power comes at a price. Kael's vision blurred and he collapsed. When he woke, he was in the throne room of Garuth, surrounded by ghostly figures, the royal family, the knights, the servants. Their eyes glowed with red and hatred. You have awakened us, said the ghost of King Eldrick, the last ruler of Garuth. Now you must pay the price. Kael staggered to his feet, raising the blade. I will fight all of you if I have to. The ghost surged forward, and Kael realized the blade wasn't just a weapon, it was a curse. It demanded blood, and the more it spilled, the stronger its hold on him became. Kael fought violently, the blade slicing through the spectral forms, but with each strike, it felt its humility slipping away. The whispers became screams, drowning in his thoughts. He was losing himself. Then he saw her, a little girl, her ghost, clutching a teddy bear. She looked at him with tearful eyes and said, please, stop. Kael froze in that moment. He realized the truth. The blade wasn't meant to restore Garuth. It was the very reason the kingdom had fallen. Its power had corrupted the king, driving him to slaughter his own people. Kael dropped the blade. The whisper turned into a deafening roar. The ghost descended on it, pulling it into the abyss. The council trembled and Kael ran. He barely made it out before the ruins collapsed into a sinkhole, taking the blade. Kael stood on a hill overlooking the ruins. The storm had passed, and the first rays of dawn lit the horizon. He had sought vengeance, but instead found clarity. The blade's power wasn't worth the cost. As he turned to leave, he felt a strange peace. The whispers were gone, and for the first time in years, so was the weight of his soul. But somewhere in the world, deep beneath the earth, the blade waited for the next fool to seek it.